Hey everyone, this is Mark McLoone with Retail Investment Group. I'm joined by Stephen Davis, and today we had the opportunity to speak with Scott Eucker of Nanshe Partners. We discuss how the coronavirus has impacted construction and development, what are the biggest concerns when speaking with tenants, and what his forecast is. If you have any specific questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. Hope you enjoy the call and stay safe.
Hi, Stephen and Mark. Good to see you again. Scott Eucker, Nanshe Partners. We've been in business for going on 20 years now. My partner, Dennis Williams, and I started a business together, and obviously we got through the big recession, and now we're faced with this new challenge with the coronavirus. But our primary business is providing project management services and owners representation to restaurant and retail clients, national chain development.
Excellent. So what is the biggest impact the coronavirus has had on the construction and development of business in the past 3 weeks?
Well, Stephen, I think interesting enough that the impact is kind of threefold. One is there's projects that are currently under construction that were either placed on hold or slowed. And then there's projects that were in the pipeline that have been postponed and or even canceled until further notice. For those projects that are under construction, the biggest challenge is obviously with social distancing is being able to get folks to come to the site and do their job, right? So there's some instances where they only allow, and they being the government agencies, will only allow certain number of crew members inside a building. Open air environments are a little different. Another challenge is getting inspections. A lot of cities obviously have gone to skeleton crews or just aren't even working. And then the same goes for utility services, gas, electric, and getting those permanent services in place. Interesting enough, there is, a bit of a silver lining there because a lot of work is slowed. We're actually seeing those projects that are going forward are getting those services, power and gas, sooner than they normally would have, just because there's not as much demand. But then again, you get the challenge with the crews coming out. So, the short answer to your question is everything's just basically come to a crawl, and be that way for at least a couple more weeks.
In regards to speaking with tenants right now, what are kind of the big challenges or concerns that you're hearing from them right now about signing on to a new lease, a new deal?
Again, I think there's a couple aspects to this whole environment. That is, there could be opportunities to get better deals or more incentive to do a new deal, just because obviously landlords are facing the same issues as everybody is with, lack of sales, the stability of the financial markets, the stability of their tenants, et cetera. From a ongoing tenant perspective, I think they'll look for opportunities to get rent abatement due to the slowdown. I also think that currently you're seeing, as I said before, everything's slowed to a crawl or been postponed and or canceled. Capital spending is pretty much at the lowest it would be at any time in this cycle. Again, if there is a silver lining, is that when folks come out of this situation, they'll have that capital, those capital funds waiting to go into play, at the end of the year possibly, or as early as this summer, whenever that kind of this stranglehold comes on us. I think, and again, speaking to some tenants, I think some of the government SBA programs, the payment protection plan and whatnot, will be able to provide them funding to keep their employees engaged and saved. They won't have to, dip into their cash so much, and potentially will have that to improve their business or bring back those projects that had been postponed or canceled.
Very good. So no one has a crystal ball. We don't know what this looks like on the other end, but what do you forecast, or what do you see in the next few weeks?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've had two conversations with vendors that obviously are starting to, want to know what the impact is, suppliers, right? And I told them the same thing. This is my crystal ball. I said, I don't have a crystal ball, right? I said, July 15th, plus or minus 30 days. I don't see us starting before June 15th. And it could be as possible as, mid to late summer. But I do think that when we come out of this situation, this stranglehold, so to speak, on our economy, the supply and demand is going to be similar to what we saw in the recession. You're going to have this, all of a sudden, you're going to have this influx of projects, and potentially there's going to be some subcontractors and vendors that did not make it financially through this period, so that the supply chain won't be there, and it's going to be a little challenging to do year end. And I've had that conversation with a number of clients saying, if you're thinking about doing something, if you have any glimmer of hope that we're going to do something by the end of the year, we need to start planning sooner than later, because you don't want to get, caught behind everybody else.
Understood. Yeah, great feedback.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add that's keeping you busy?
It's a good time, I guess, to, go reflect on your business, where it was and where you want to go with it. Again, I think you and I have had this conversation. We get working in our business instead of on our business. So I'm taking the opportunity to kind of work on our business now and be ready to go forward when we get the go ahead.
Absolutely. Well, Scott, I know we're busy, even if we're not feeling as productive as we want to be.
Right. We're always doing something.
We're always doing something. So I appreciate you taking some time out of your day, and definitely stay safe and stay healthy. And
you guys too. Appreciate it.
Excellent.
Good to talk to you. Thanks.
Thank you so much.